As we go live to our Missoula weathercaster from our friends over at KPAX, Dani Hollows. It's a little bit lighter now, Dani, so we can see really well what kind of storm damage we're looking at, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're just starting to get daylight here, Andrea, and we've got something to show you here. We've had reports come in last night and through the night overall that down power lines were on top of cars. People were trapped inside, and this kind of gives you a look of what that might be like if that was you. Take a look at this. We've got one car here in this neighborhood completely covered by where this tree has just snapped in half over here. But this is not all. Let me take you over here. You think this is just one car under this tree, but no, enough fell down. Here's car number 2, just right here. So this is how powerful those winds were last night. This is just one part of this neighborhood. I mean, if we can turn to the roof here as well, you might be able to catch a glimpse of just how far that shingle has blown off, and that looks like metal too. So these gusty winds were strong, but just a few more things to note for you here as we continue to assess the damage. Like you said, if you are one of those people that's got something trapped under a tree or a down power line, please call it in. Do not try to take care of it by yourself. We've also had a lot of reports lately within the last several hours of folks who are without oxygen tanks and need that to be able to breathe. If that is you and you're joining us from somewhere where you've got power and you can be watching this right now, you need to head to the hospital. They've got generators there and they can take care of you. But overall, this is going to be, I think, sort of a tough next few hours for us here in Missoula and surrounding areas. If you're watching maybe from the Flathead or the Bitterroot, things might be looking a little bit better for you. We got sort of the brunt of that storm, as Miller just showed you with that radar, here right in west central Montana. And this is just one part of it. We've seen a lot of this everywhere. So we'll continue to give you a few more updates throughout the morning. For now, I'll send it back to you, Andrea.
All right, Dani Hollows reporting live for us with all that destruction in Missoula. We'll check back with you in just a minute.
Thanks, Louis. Yes, we're out here at the Western Montana Fair, and the reason why is because we care about you. We want to be in the community where weather is happening. So let me show you what's going on around here. Let's take a look over here behind me. All the fun rides are happening right now. We've got the Ferris wheel, the tornado. Louis and I went on the super shot earlier, all the way up in the sky. My stomach did drop a little bit for sure. But the reason we're out here too is because you'll notice we've got some winds picking up. We've also got some darkening clouds. And something that's really important is when you're out here, we want you to have your Storm Tracker weather app ready. It's super easy to download. Let me show you here. It looks a little bit like this, okay? And when you hop on, it will tell you if there are weather alerts for your area. Right now, we've got a few thunderstorms starting to move in, so it says one weather alert right now for the Flathead and Mission valleys. But that's what we're gonna be here updating you with throughout kind of the evening, just to give you an idea here in the next half hour of what the fair is like. But if you wanna support the community, this is a great way to do it. We just want you to be safe while you do it. So that's why we want you to have that app, but there is a lot of fun happening out here. To the other side of me is the 4-H barn, the FFA kids. They work so hard. We were in there earlier talking to them. They're cleaning everything in there, ready for you to go see those animals, see how hard they've worked. On the other side of me, there are all of the nonprofits here that set up, and that's how they make most of their money this year. So we want you to come out, join us here at the Western Montana Fair. We'll have more details in a few minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mark. It is sure cold out here. Let me tell you that first off. If you're planning on doing something outside tonight, you got to make it quick. Dangerously cold temperatures out here. I'm so cold. My mouth doesn't even work. But we're out here on Brook Street, so we can just show you kind of what's happening. A lot of schools, as you know, were closed today or delayed because of this weather, but people are still out and about in Missoula. And we're only about, I would say, halfway through with this storm. I mean, really, this morning was just the beginning of it, or really overnight. And now we're sort of kind of in the middle of this storm. We've got more to come even later tonight into tomorrow morning. And the snow has been light, but the accumulation just keeps on building. I mean, we've seen numbers in the Bitterroot 12 inches, above a foot starting to build in Stevensville, places like Corvallis and Hamilton. This storm is really our first significant winter storm. We'll have more coming up in a few minutes, but for now, I'll send it over to Louis.
Thanks, Mark. We actually just had a pretty decent snow band come through. It's now kind of moved through, but we've still got some really light snow falling. Check out our eye camera in Missoula right now at the 6 o'clock hour. It just looks like we've got a good winter storm out there. Roads are rough, I'll just say that. Snow and ice for almost every road in western Montana, and it's because of some of these snow totals. I mean, check this out. These are from local observers, so they're not official reports, but they came in at different times yesterday. Pinesdale, which is just around the Bitterroot, 24 inches. Hamilton at 14. Florence, similar setup there. Corvallis, I saw some reports that were up to 2 feet as well in Corvallis, but this one said 12.7 inches. Potomac at 12 inches. Just crazy how much snow has fallen, and that does not include what we received overnight. But it's still chilly out there. We've still got the cold and we've still got the snow. I'll show you when that all could change with my full forecast in 20 minutes. Stick around. Thanks, Mark. Our snow amounts today will be, I think, a little bit less than what we had yesterday or even overnight, but we just had a pretty heavy band come through as well. So we'll see what happens by the end of the day. But yesterday's pictures and totals that were coming in, pretty impressive. Check out this photo from Christie in Grantsdale. Look at that snow. This was captured, I think, about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and we already had that much snow. So that doesn't even include what happened last night plus overnight. Here's another one from Lost Horse. This photo was captured by Becky. It looks like on her back porch. Look at that picnic bench. Plenty of snow out there. We desperately needed this. This is a great system. It's just making this morning really tricky to get out the door for us. This heavy band is the one I just talked about. Just moved through the region about that 5 a.m. hour. It is now moving towards Butte and Bozeman, Great Falls as well. Likely to see this band move in. Had some pretty heavy snow rates, so we've got kind of a fresh layer of snow on top of what we received yesterday, and that's leading to some pretty poor road conditions this morning. Just know, pretty much everywhere you go, I've looked at the map, updated it several times on MDT's website. It's snow and ice almost everywhere. Highway 83 and 35, though, it was snow covered at one point this morning. I'm sure plows have been out, but the last time I checked, Condon to Big Fork and then Yellow Bay to Kalispell, snow covered roads. But again, everywhere else, snow and ice. I also just updated our school closure and delayed list. We've added several schools from the Mission Valley on there for the delays. There are lots of schools closed today, so make sure you check that out on our website. It's actually pinned at the top of our Facebook page too, if you want to go see the latest updates there. Our winter storm warning, though, expires after this morning, so we've got to get through this morning. Then things start to taper off. Look at future track by noon today. A lot of this snow starts to move out. We could see maybe a little burst or two off and on this evening. Our Thursday should be pretty clear until Thursday evening into Friday. Then we get a whole nother round of snow. It does not look to be quite as strong as what we've already received, but enough snow that it's likely to bring us at maybe another inch or so possibly. I was looking at some totals today. We'll see how close we get. I'll share totals tomorrow once we're a little closer to the system. Now we have slight chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but it does look like we'll get a break Saturday. Friday, sort of our next best chance for us. Typically in February, by the way, we expect about 8.5 inches across most cities in western Montana, and we might have gotten there for several just by yesterday's snow. Pretty impressive. Temperatures today in the teens and 20s. We can't quite get rid of that Arctic air, and I think we're going to get another round of it next week. Check this out. Look at Tuesday next week in Missoula. Yeah, back to those teens. So just stay warm is what I would say. It's so cold out there this morning too, but today still chilly. That Arctic air hasn't quite left the region yet. We should warm up a little bit though by tomorrow. Thanks, Mark. Well, not only is it cold out there, it definitely feels cold. I wanted to give you one last chance to look at what it feels like outside right now. If you have to get going early this morning, it's definitely a day you need to bundle up. It feels like -21 in Kalispell, -8 in Seeley Lake, -9 in Anaconda, but above 0 in places like Hamilton and Sula. -7 though is what it feels like in Missoula. So kind of a mixed bag depending on how far that Arctic air has traveled. And you can kind of see it here too, just sort of the demarcation with the colors of this map here, you can see how far that Arctic air has made it, and just look how cold we're expecting to be along the Rocky Mountain front today. We're talking negatives, -3 for Lincoln, single digits for places like the Swan and Seeley Lake valleys, and then the rest of us in some of those upper teens, very low 20s today. Very, very chilly. On top of the cold, we've got the gusty winds making it difficult for your commute this morning. This camera has just been shaking all morning long. Visibility right now in Missoula at about a mile. You can see traffic, right? It's moving okay, but those roads out there, yeah, there's slick spots. It's hard to see. Again, it feels like you're driving a little bit through Star Wars space because of those gusty winds. They're about 16 miles per hour in Missoula right now. I'm guessing overnight they hit around 30. I haven't looked at all the data yet, but it was gusty last night. Visibility again, pretty low right around the I-90 corridor down towards the Bitterroot. So Alberton, Superior, St. Regis, you all are going to be dealing with, I think, some of that blowing snow today too. Now here's everybody's favorite part, snow totals. I'm not counting what we've had overnight. It's going to be hard to know exactly what we got because of the winds, but I started this map from 7 a.m. this morning. I'm going to take you all the way through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and yes, the models are still running very high for places like Seeley Lake, Missoula, and Hamilton, even St. Regis, Polson. Lots of snow expected for us here in western Montana. They actually removed the winter storm warning for places like Bozeman because most of the snow, the way this storm is moving, just really wants to hit us here in the western region. Great for our snowpack, but tough for schools and for those of us trying to get to work. So remember, we're not out of the woods yet. This winter storm warning does not expire until 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. We could see moderate to heavy snow, those gusty winds all the way through today and tomorrow. But some places like the Flathead, you might get a few breaks from the snow over the next few hours. Very chilly though, single digits. It is mainly around the I-90 line. I'd say Arlee and further south. That's where we've got plenty of chances for snow. Now into the weekend, we do get things starting to calm down a little bit. There's still chances for snow, it looks like, Thursday night into Friday, but I mean, we're talking 20 to 30%. Nothing like what we've seen over the last 24 hours and what we will see going into the next 24 hours. Stay safe and stay warm out there today, folks.